If you're thinking of going for a swim anytime soon, then you need to pick up a pair of goggles. They're going to make your experience that much better. And whether or not you're a first-time swimmer or an Olympic champion, a good pair of goggles includes the same qualities. You want something to be comfortable, something that doesn't leak, something that has good peripheral vision, and most importantly, means that you feel confident in the water. Today I'm going to talk you through 3 pairs of goggles that I think you should consider picking up regardless of your level. Although because of my background, I am going to come at this from a slightly more competitive approach. The 3 goggles I'm going to talk about today come at different price points, so whether or not you have a big budget or a small budget, you're going to be able to pick up a goggle that is going to make your swimming experience that much better. If you do like the content, make sure you subscribe to this channel because there's going to be so much more awesome stuff coming. The first goggle I'm going to talk about today is the Arena Swedix, and that's going to come in as our cheapest option of the 3. This goggle is so cheap, especially by today's prices, where, as we're going to see at the end of this video, goggles are getting up over $100 US. This goggle in the clear version can be found at £12 in the UK and £18 for the mirrored, and right now in the US you can pick this up as cheap as $15. That is an absolute bargain, especially when you factor in the fact that this goggle was worn by Noe Ponti when he recently set the world record in the 50 and 100 butterfly, and it's also worn by Olympic champions such as Florent Manodou. The goggle is a play on the original Swedish goggles design, and where that goggle is all hard plastic, this has a soft silicone gasket around. It also has a split vision lens, which is super cool, and it feels a bit weird to wear at first, but when you adjust to it, you love the vision you get. And after a week or so, this goggle becomes molded to your eyes and is so comfortable. Of all the 3 goggles I'm going to talk to you about today, this is the most competition orientated. It's low profile, it's fast, and it's great to wear. But if you are not a super competitive swimmer, I think the other 2 options might be a little bit more suited for you. Bottom line, this is the coolest looking goggle on the market. I will argue this to the day I die, and that's why so many people switched to wearing it. Noe only started wearing the Swedix this year, and it's kind of like a you're a swimmer moment when you start wearing a Swedix because all the cool kids wear them. I personally love the Swedix. I train in the Swedix. I've been wearing the Swedix on and off for years now, but the last 6 months, these are my day-to-day training goggle. You can do so much customization with them. You can change the strap. They come with 2 different nose pieces. You can have this hard bridge, or you can have the string with the plastic tube that some people think looks a bit cooler. You can put a single strap on these, a double strap. You can get a different fastener. There's so much customization and variation, and they come in some cool colors. I really like this black and silver, but they also done a Bishamon variation a few years back that was like a blue mirror. And the coolest one, Sarah Shosham won the Olympics this year in these goggles. She actually has a limited edition Swedish version that's yellow and blue. I say limited edition, they made a single batch for Sarah herself. And Sarah, if you're watching this video, you still owe me a pair of these goggles, so I'm holding you to that. These are the cheapest goggles on the list. They are the best value in goggle design to this day in 2025. And if you want to get the coolest looking goggles that are affordable as well, Arena Swedix, that's the first pick on this list. The second goggle on this list, and at the middle price bracket, is Speedo Speedsocket 2.0. This goggle costs about £30 to £35 in the UK, or $40 US. To tell you a bit more about the Speedo Speedsocket, I'm going to talk you back to my first days as a young 10-year-old competitive swimmer. And I could never find a goggle that suited my face. They always leaked, and my coaches thought I was just trying to get out of training. That wasn't the case. I genuinely kept having goggle problems. They kept leaking, and I went through so many pairs. My parents bought me so many different models, and no, my parents, they probably got cheaper models. In the end, they went for the Speedsocket, which was like the gold standard back in 2005 for goggle design. And it was the first goggle that didn't leak for me. It was the first goggle I loved racing, I loved training in, and I wore a Speedsocket for many years after that. The Speedsocket 2.0, I think, was released, I don't know, 5-7 years ago, end of 2010s, maybe 2018, and all it really changed was add this curved lens design to give you extra peripheral vision. They also added these new designs, and the new Speedsocket 2.0s look cooler than ever. I personally like this one I have here with a green and black strap and a great mirror on the lens. But they have so many signature editions. I'm pretty sure both Regan Smith and Caleb Dress will have their own signature edition Speedsockets. The Speedsocket does everything you want from a goggle. It's comfortable, it has great vision, it has great anti-fog treatment, it lasts a long time. You can buy a pair of these for £30 and you can use them for the next 4 years, whatever you want. And on top of that, they're low profile, which makes them great for racing. I would recommend these goggles to anyone and everyone out there, be it you're about to learn swimming for the first time, you're about to compete at the national championships, you're about to do an open water swim, a triathlon. Like, I know triathlon brands do special triathlon goggles, and I know like the Magic 5 market themselves to be triathlete goggles. You don't need a pair of big bulky triathlon goggles. These will last you for an entire 10k open water swim. They won't leak, they won't fog, and they'll be comfortable throughout. These are way more comfortable than a custom fit pair of goggles. And unlike the Swedix, which do take a little bit of time to get adjusted to your face just because they're low profile design, you can get a pair of Speedsockets out the box, put them on for the first time, and be mesmerized and wowed by their epic levels of comfort. The final goggle I want to talk about today is Arena's Cobra Edge, and they're going to be ranked as my favourite goggle, but also as the expensive option because their price tag is a little bit ridiculous. It still catches me off guard today because in the UK they are £90 British and in the US $110. That's for the mirrored version, and if you do get the clear version, they're a little cheaper, £80 or $100. And one of the many great things about these goggles is that they come in such a range of colours, but also lens tints and colour options. That means you can get something from completely clear to very dark. And depending on if you swim maybe in an outdoor sunny pool, or an outdoor cloudy pool, or an indoor bright pool, or an indoor dark pool, they have an option for you. They have not just 2 different tint options, but like genuinely like 6. And it's really good. Like, you know, again, it would cost you a lot of money, but if you had the whole range, they would suit every single environment you can come across. That makes these goggles obviously great for every environment, and as I said with the Speedsockets, you can wear these goggles in the sea, for open water training, for triathlons, and of course for pool training and pool racing. The reason these are my top goggle in the expensive category, my top goggle in the world today, is because these are the goggles I race in. These are the goggles I've set PBs in, set Masters World Records in, and the goggle that I see myself competing in for infinite years to come. I couldn't think of anything more I want in a goggle. They have the swipe technology, which means that even when you think the anti-fog coating that they have is starting to degrade, you give them a little swipe and it's replenished, meaning that they have long-lasting anti-fog for the foreseeable future. I really don't go out trying to check out new goggles now because I'm fine with these. I think they're the best, but the only reservation, of course, is the price tag, and that's why I brought you 2 other options to talk about today that would be also brilliant and serve you well. Maybe I'm just greedy that I want to use such a high-end model. I also should mention that before these I used the Cobra Ultra goggles, the Cobra iteration from Arena before these, and they were phenomenal as well. I actually made a top 3 racing goggle video about 5 years ago, and the Cobra Ultra come in as my #1, and I wore them goggles until last year when Arena announced and released these. And actually at first when I tried these I wasn't sure if I was going to make the switch, but it only took a couple of weeks and I decided, yep, these were the goggles for me. If you've had any experience with the Arena Cobra Edges, let me know in the comments. I want to know if you love them as much as I do. So these are my favourite free swimming goggles, and if I've missed out your favourite pair, let me know what they are in the comments. But as far as I'm concerned, these free goggles do everything you need from a high quality goggle, from recreation to racing. They also cover all 3 price points, with the Arena Swedix coming at incredible value, the middle of the range price range of the Speedo Speedsocket offering brilliant high quality durable goggles, and the best of the best, the all bells and whistles with the swipe technology Arena Cobra Edge. All 3 of these goggles have been worn by swimmers to win the Olympics, and I think that just about shows their class. And I think whatever pair of these you get, I guarantee you will be astounded by their quality. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave the like. Do subscribe to the channel because I'm going to make so much new content in the future. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.